Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Monday Night's Paranormal Question of the Day. We'll be right back right after a short message.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Paranormal Question of the Day. We do live podcasts with live guests, live paranormal investigations as well. We do product reviews, so sit back, enjoy the channel, get popcorn, get a soda, and I'll see you soon.
And we are back. So, today's Monday, start of a new work week. I hope everybody's having a good Monday. I actually got up to go to work this time, so that's always a plus.
Right.
I overslept on Friday, so I didn't go to work.
It was a bit of a struggle, but yeah, we got out.
Yeah.
I was 1 minute late to work yesterday.
I mean, it's just, man, it's like getting up at 3 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday, to get to work by 4. It gets a little draining.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
That's early.
That's a bit early for me.
Yeah. Sometimes I get done at noon. Sometimes it's at 1:30. So in the afternoon. So it's all good. I get most of my day back, do stuff.
Right.
So
That's nice.
But other than that, so welcome to the Paranormal Question of the Day, guys. Today we have guests Derek and Alicia McFadden from Etrnal Paranormal. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us, man. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing well out there. Thanks for tuning in to this podcast with us. So thank you for having us, Darren.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. I love getting new people on here. Even though you guys have probably been around for a while, I still like to get people on my show that I haven't heard of before. And my outreach is pretty good. So I just want everybody else to get to know who you are. So
Awesome. Yeah, that's much appreciated for sure.
absolutely. So we'll start with Alicia. So, what was your first paranormal experience at what age and what happened?
My first paranormal experience, we lived in a house right down the road from here, and I was like a preteen, and I was always freaked out by the basement because the computer was downstairs, and I was always playing my Nancy Drew games down there. I always felt like somebody is watching me. And there's this old built-in like bar down there behind me and stuff. But found out from my neighbor friend at the time that the person that lived there before had passed away. And so we would hang out down there, and I was like, I was watching Ghost Hunters because my dad had it on TV. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And so me and my sister and my friend, we were down in the basement. I was like, can you move something if you're here? And there was the lid to one of the storage tub, like on the bar. And sure shit, it slid. We all screamed because we're kids at the time, and we ran upstairs. And that freaked me out. But yeah, that was kind of my first experience. And then when me and Derek got together, we were living in these apartments, low-income apartments called Black Hawk Hills Apartments. And this was honestly like my first paranormal experience. I felt like this was it because we were upstairs. My daughter, she was like 2 at the time. She was downstairs in her pack and play. And we heard a door open, and then we heard a woman say, "It's okay, Lila, come with me." We both looked at each other and we're like, "Did you hear that?" And so we ran downstairs. Before that, we heard the door slam, but Lila stopped. She was crying before all this happened, and then she stopped crying when that woman talked. And my friend was staying with us at the time. And so I called her up, and I was like, "Casey, were you just here?" She was like, "No." So me and Derek were like, "Oh my God," like we heard that. And I had experiences there before that. Like the lights would turn off and on upstairs by themselves when I wouldn't be home.
Hmm.
And I would just get these vibes like something was there. I knew something was there.
Yeah, it was
And
pretty wild. Like she said, it was just like there was somebody in the house. We heard the door open, close, and then it was like there's somebody in this house. I mean, there
And
is somebody in here.
and
So,
we live, honestly, that area is called Black Hawk Hills. And so Black Hawk was the chief of the Indians in this area. So who knows? There could be Indian burial grounds that it was built on.
right, yeah, that would make sense. I mean, a lot of the Midwest has a lot of Indian burial mounds to go with that, but I think it's more out east than it is in the Midwest. I think is where the next locations are for that. Um, so is that what got you into the paranormal, or is it something else that kind of got you right into it and get going on it?
It was Ghost Hunters tap when they were packed originally, the show. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like when I grow up, I want to do that, you know? And I was scared of death. Like I always had like reoccurring dreams of like if I died, like it would just be this black hole and you just be
Hmm.
like in an abyss. And I wanted to know if there was actually more out there, like heaven, if there was hell, you know,
Right.
and watching the shows, like, why are there spirits walking around still? So is there like a middle earth kind of thing?
Hmm.
So I wanted to prove that there's more than just life.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense, though. I mean, it's just Central Michigan Paranormal Investigations is on. Welcome to the show. Yeah, it is. I always think about that stuff too. I mean, like, how many, like, I've heard there's stages of heaven, and then there's so many stages of hell as well. Um, it really sends your mind into a loop as to, um, you know, how things go once in a while. There's Ian Adams. How you doing?
hey, what's up, Ian?
Two new people on. Are you planning on? Yes, I'll have you on soon. And just kind of reading his thing here. Yeah, Ian, I'll get a hold of you. Just gotta give me time. Um, but thanks for tuning in tonight's show. Absolutely. I hope everything went good on Saturday for you on your investigation. Um, so, Derek, your turn. What what kind of paranormal experiences you had to start, and is that what got you into paranormal, or was it something else that got you into it?
I want to say that this is probably something that I'll never forget. Like, I remember it in the back of my mind like it happened yesterday. Um, but going back to when I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, um, we have a very nice. It's a bank now, but it used to be called Veely's Plantation, and it's just right here in the Quad Cities. And my dad and another family member, um, they used to clean at night when the businesses were closed. It's just this huge, beautiful 3-story mansion, and it was business offices and stuff. And I would always get left on the first floor, and I would obviously be sleeping. And then sometimes I'd wake up and my dad be gone, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like freaking out. So like I'd take the elevator up, and I'd eventually find them. But that place always gave me the creeps because of just how big it was and how little I was. But anyway, one day we were on the third floor, and we were in a large business office with a huge oval table, and there was bathrooms in the office and a bar scene and all that. And I was helping my aunt clean off a table. I was just wiping it off, just kind of helping out. And I felt something behind me. You get that natural instinct like there's somebody behind you, and then you look. There was a man standing in the doorway, and he had a nice black tuxedo, and his hair was like kind of slicked back like this, and it was like shiny, and I would say at least 1800s, early 1900s, the way that everybody used to dress, in suits and stuff. And I looked at my aunt and I asked her, I said, who is that? Because I didn't know anything I didn't know paranormal and ghosts and stuff, And she turns around and she screams my dad's name. My dad's in the same like office room there. He was cleaning the bathroom in there. And he rushes out and he goes down the hall, and every single door has to be locked after we go in and clean it. And there's 3 flights of stairs. And my dad instantly looked down the balcony through the stairs, and this was in a matter of probably like 10 seconds. And there was nothing. And my dad, he always says is like, if there was somebody there, you would have heard him run away. You would have seen him in that, And that was my very first paranormal experience. And then also that same place, we had a friend of a family that used to also clean that place. And as she's going up the stairs, she would always feel like this cold rush of wind pass through her. And then she'd be like, bring it on, Mr. Veely. She used to call him Mr. Veely, but doing my research, I recently did a documentary on that. And you can find it on my page, Eternal Paranormal. But I went to the historical local where you can find like articles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was Nick Cherikos. He was the owner of what used to be, after Veely's Plantation, it turned into a restaurant.
Ooh.
And they say that he got shot through the window in the office. He got murdered in there. And there is actual news articles that state that.
I'm sure there's still bloodstains there.
Yeah.
You can even look up on Google. Like, you don't even have to visit the local historical society. Like,
yeah,
it's
you
on.
can,
Look it
yeah,
up.
you can Google it. You can look it up. Veely's Plantation, Moline, Illinois. Like I said, now it is a Quad City National Bank. And I really, really would love to go investigate it. With it being a bank, it's just one of those tough things. Like, man, I want to reach out to them. Hey, if you guys got like security guards here, just watch us. Give us limitations on where we can go. You can be in the room with us.
Yeah.
Like Saturday
Rules and regulations. And
yeah, dude. Like, I'll sign paperwork, all that, dude. Like, I'll give you my license. I'll freaking go the whole. I'll do a background check. Like,
He even
it
just
is-
about going into one of the bathroom stalls, pretending to go to the bathroom to investigate, bringing his equipment in there and hiding out.
Yes. So I told her, I always make this joke. It's like, man, I'm just gonna go in there with like a little book bag and my little suitcase or whatever, and they might think something opposite of if I go in there with a suitcase, But no, it's just ghost equipment. I got to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be out in an hour.
here, let me measure this one.
If you hear me talking to myself in the bathroom, it's okay. I'm not.
Yep, that was a big one.
Did you guys hear that? It was a splash. Oh. Yeah, dude. Funny, man. But I really thought about that. I really did.
We lost your wife there for a second here.
No, I think she she got out real quick. My kid's knocking on her door.
Oh, I thought she was dying laugh in the background.
But man, yeah, dude. So that did it for me, and just ever since, I would always talk about that time. I would always bring it up. It's something I'll never forget. There's been so many personal experiences that I've had outside of investigating. I've seen black shadow figures at a place I used to rent with, me and my wife just about 5 years ago before we moved to the new house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of tossing and turning. I look over in the doorway and I seen just this little shadow just kind of peep in and then go back the same exact way. It was just real quick, just boop, boop, like that. Almost kind of like curious of what we were, doing. And I freaked out because I wasn't doing investigations at that time. So I'm like, oh my God, I think I just saw a black shadow figure. And I was freaking out. And, but I mean, I didn't really mess with it after that. I didn't go into investigating the house or anything because we didn't have any of our equipment like we do now. And so we just kind of let it be,
Well, honestly, we had the carbon monoxide detector. It went off.
Oh, yeah.
When we were all in bed one night. And this
Brand
was a while after our cat had just died. And we called Mid-American. They told us to leave the house. So we stayed in my truck and they checked it out. Everything was good. And our carbon monoxide detector never went off after that. So honestly, you would think if it was batteries dying,
Right.
that it would again. It never did it again.
And it was a brand new unit. Brand new.
Yeah, they usually last, 5-6 years or something like that?
Yeah, brand new out of the package, and that very well could have been connected with what we saw or what I saw, in the house.
And honestly, I saw a shadow figure too. It looked like a small child.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking zipped past our fucking room, like ran through our room. It was so fast, though.
Wow, interesting. So we got my phone working again here because I had to use my bifocals, so I was on my phone. So we have Leah and Mike saying hi, welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys coming in, listening to the show and watching it. So when you guys went on your investigations, now did you guys go together on your first investigations, or you guys go separately on your investigations for your first ones? And what were they?
I would say our very first investigation, if you want to call it that, it was when me and Alicia were just friends. And I think we went out to an apartment complex in Milan, and there's a little piece of land. And she had a EVP there. Yeah, she caught an EVP there, I think. I'm not sure if that was the night that we went out there, but it was just her and I. We weren't on a team or anything, but as far as team goes,
Edinburgh,
for Etrnal Paranormal
investigation together.
Yep. Yeah, we always stay together. We have Tiffany and Charles on our team. And so what we do is, or what we've been doing is just splitting up into twos.
Mm-hmm.
So the men and the women kind of go on their separate, and then we just kind of meet up in the middle throughout the night and talk about our experiences and kind of do some stuff together and then separate again,
So how was Edinburgh? I mean, for the first time being there, the place is fantastic because it's a night and day investigation. You can do either or, and it doesn't lose its luster. But do you feel it really hits a lot more harder at night than it does during the day?
I would say so.
Alicia, what do you think?
For the first time that we went there, honestly, I felt like it was the nighttime, but I think it was because we were new to the location and the spirits didn't know us. So for the second time that we went, I feel like a lot more activity was kind of like during the day.
Okay. Now I'm always curious about the second level. They have this full body apparition that's supposed to be coming up the stairs. It's a lady, I believe. Have any of you caught that at all, or seen it just like in a personal time without having a camera on?
No, but our friend Jamie Lynn, which she had what did she have upstairs? She had a device that sounded off.
Yeah, a tripwire.
and it was at the end of the hall, and she was at the opposite end of the hall by the blue room or the red room. I
Mhm.
think it was the red room. And we were downstairs, me and Tiffany were, and Derek and Charles, I don't remember where you were at. I think you were down in the basement.
Yep.
She hollered down at me and Tiffany. And so we went up there and she's like, were you guys just anywhere near? And we were like, no. And so she's like, okay, because that trick wire just set off by itself down at the end of the hallway.
Hmm.
But no, we didn't physically see anything while we were there.
The one thing that I want to say, I don't mean to interrupt, but our first time, when I'm gonna kind of tell a couple of short stories, try to make it short. Me and my cousin went there, and we were in the guest portion of the guest house that they have on site there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And as I was going in the corner of my eye, as I was shutting the door, I saw this white mist just kind of like right in my face, and it kind of caught me off guard. And I couldn't tell you what it was. I seen it for my own eyes, and I didn't have any the cameras going or nothing like that. So that was one of the first things that happened to me personally there. And then we had our 4 walkie-talkies, and this was later on that same night. The girls were outside doing whatever, taking a break, and stuff. And me and Jamie were sitting on the couch, and we left the walkie-talkies in that little kitchen, and they were all turned off. And me and Jamie, we heard that like radio frequencies trying to like somebody trying to radio through. And me and him looked at each other, and I'm like, dude, are you serious? So instantly I went out to the kitchen to check the walkie-talkies, and they were off. And that was one of the coolest things that I've ever experienced there with those walkie-talkies. I mean, I can't explain that because they were turned off. And me and him both heard it with our own ears. Like, we can both vouch for that.
Hey,
And then
Colette.
also, we just got a little story too about, we had cat balls going off on demand on that first room near the little piano area where you first, like the front door
Oh,
area.
yeah.
And
Sounds like they're playing the piano.
yeah, and you had a little story because you had some kind of like connection with your dream that you had there
That
about,
was the time that we went.
Hey,
yeah.
Carmen.
So the second time that we went, Alicia had a dream about a place. You can take over because you know the story better.
So we were going to go to Edinburgh for the second time. And I had a dream that I was in this like building, and it kind of was like hospitalish. And I was walking, doing rounds. I was like a nurse or something. And I walked past this one room, and this mom was crying on the bed. The dad was on the floor, and this boy was slumped over his lap. And they said, we've been to all the doctors. They can't tell us what's wrong with him. And I told them right off the bat he had muscular dystrophy and he was suffering from seizures. And before I woke up from the dream, I was screaming, Oxford Junction. So I woke myself up out of the dream, and I Googled it, Oxford Junction historical places. And Oxford Junction is 20 minutes away from Edinburgh Manor. So we went to Broadhead Manor for Spirits in the Spring 2 years ago, and Kat Armstrong was there. And
Awesome lady.
Yeah, love her, love you, Kat. And she is like, I was like, do you know of anybody that came from Oxford Junction to Edinburgh Manor? She's like, well, let me go get the book. I was like, wait, you got the book? So, yeah. So she went and got it, and she was flipping through it, and sure as shit, there was people from Oxford Junction that were at Edinburgh Manor.
Oh,
And
that's crazy.
we were in the pool room where the pool table is,
Yep.
and we had cat balls set up in the room. So I asked the spirits, I started telling the story about my dream that I had, and I was like, if any of you know what I'm talking about, or if that's you, can you do something? And the cat ball started going off. And they didn't do that any other time until I started talking about this dream that I had.
Wow. That's kind of interesting that you about with the dream. There's other people that I know have had dreams that get like halfway there, and then they end up turning around going back home because they just couldn't go through going with the investigation. There's one that actually got there, but then ended up going to the hospital. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
But dreaming about locations in general, I mean, it's just like, do you think it? Do you think like when you dream about these locations, do you think it's setting you up for what's to come, keep you on your toes, or like, okay, I've seen this, let's see what happens. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like it's a connection since I've been there once before. I feel like I'm connected to the location if I have a dream about that location.
Yeah, and that makes more sense. But I think it's also helpful too.
Yeah.
And
Um, Derek, have you had that experience with the location?
I've never have, but I want to say that whenever she has these dreams that she can remember so vividly, um, it's ironic that sometimes those dreams become reality in a way
Mm-hmm.
ish. So she uses her dreams sometimes as part of like helping her with like if like this dream with the Oxford Junction, we got a name, so we
Mm-hmm.
use that name, that she had a dream with that location, Oxford Junction. We got in the book thing and we found a name, and so we started using the name, and sure enough, cat balls started going off on demand, just like it would go off and then it would come on, or like it would just not do anything for a little bit, and then we'd ask another question and it would just like repeat itself like yes or no. It was the coolest thing with the cat balls that I've seen because, you
I
know,
didn't even know what Oxford Junction even was because I called
yeah,
Derek up. He was at work. I told him about my dream and he didn't believe me at first, but I Googled it and I told him, like he thought I
and
was
then
crazy.
and then like just how everything connected at that point
Mm-hmm.
when we
Nothing is
went back.
coincidence. Like that spirit wanted me to know its story.
That was before we even went back the second time because
Yeah.
obviously you already knew. So I think that the spirits kind of called us back in a
Yeah.
Yeah.
way through your dream, if you think about it.
Right. So it's kind of like dreamscaping in a way for you, Alicia. I'd be kind of curious when we bring you guys back on the show, if any more has happened, because that is a thing to me with dreamscaping. Um, so yeah, that'd be interesting. So let's get to the paranormal field. There's a lot of stuff been going on lately, but in general, um, do you feel that the paranormal field is going in the right direction, or do you believe that it needs more help in other sections of the paranormal field to make it go in the right direction? Derek, you want to go first?
Sure. So I honestly believe that it is going in the right direction, in my opinion. I surround myself with all positive people that are wonderful. Everybody that I've met through the paranormal field. I mean, whether it's going to vending events or paracons and expos, and then even collaborating with new groups. I've never had a terrible experience with any groups.
Knock on
And
wood.
yeah, right. So it's been really cool. I've made a lot of friends and I've seen a lot of people's different ways of investigating, and I always watch their lives, and I get ideas from them. And I think that everybody is helpful that I've ever came across. You know, there's been some hiccups with a couple of people in the past, but that's the past. I never try to whatever happens in the past is the past. Get over it, move on. We're looking forward from now on.
Right.
So what's done is done, and people have their differences. People can be controlling, um, manipulative, try to tell you what you can and can't do, rules and stuff like that. But like our team, you know, is like it's us, man. Like we're just out here to have fun,
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's like we want to find out information, and we have done a few residentials, and
Right.
we want to help people too. So we want people to know, like, hey, if you have something going on in your home, like we can figure out what's going on. We can figure out the history of the house, whether it's maybe a family member that's kind of trying to get your attention or whatever. We do residential things, and so we like to be helpful, but then again, we like to also have fun too. And I think that everybody, is out there just to have a good time and collaborate with and create like this big paranormal family, and I've met some wonderful people, wonderful owners too, to like these buildings. And it just, yeah, that's what drew me in to investigating um, with my wife. Because at first, when she started up Eternal Paranormal, I really wasn't in it to like for a little bit, and then we
Mm-hmm.
went to Broadhead, and we went to the Spirits in the Spring, the very first time I've ever been to one. And I'm like, oh my God, I like the feeling of this. This is awesome. Everybody's getting along. Everybody's into the same thing. There's no complaining. There's no, everybody just has like this settled mood to them, like just chill, relaxed, kind of like, like I don't know. It was just different, and I liked it. I
Yeah.
like the way that I felt being around, people like that are just super positive, and nobody judges you, nobody judges one another, and I was like, I kind of like this. I want to come back. So then I started really getting into it after that,
Yeah.
and the more that I started investigating, um, I was like, dude, like when we started like getting like real evidence, it kind of is addicting, when you can
It is.
be like, oh my God, and I caught that on video. Like, look at this. I want to show everybody, like, look what I caught, but besides that, yeah, I think it's going in the right direction personally for myself.
Okay. And Ian has a good point here. What he brought up about para unity and stuff like that, and everybody's out for their own special interest. Um, and somewhat, yes, Ian, there are things that people are out for special interest because I think they have something that they want to figure out to happen earlier in their life. So I think that's where the special interest comes into play. But para unity is hard in general, and but it's out there. You just gotta find it. That's the thing. Just gotta find
Yep.
it.
Yep.
So
You just gotta find the right people that,
that mesh well.
yeah. And I don't want to say like there's people that you can connect it with very well. And then there's people that are just kind of like maybe they just don't want to. Maybe they just want to kind of just do their own thing and not, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But like I said, I mean, everybody that I've met, man, like we've collabed with so many people. We've got people inviting us to come out on investigations. Jenny Davis has invited us a couple times. We love to invite anybody out there to come along with us. We're an
Mm-hmm.
open group. You
Yeah.
know, so I mean, I think that it just makes us feel special that people think about us and wanting us to be a part of their investigation. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a really special thing because, it says something about us, right? Like it says something about like how we are, who we are, like we're compassionate with other people, and we just want to get along with everybody. So,
Right. Right. And sometimes it just doesn't work, but and it happens.
yeah. And then you just carry
Yeah.
on, right?
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. Alicia, same question to you. Do you feel the paranormal field is going in the right direction, or do you feel that there's some work to be done with it?
I feel like it's back and forth. Like, Derek's mentioned already, like, I feel like there's people out there that are in it for the right reasons, and you're going to come across them for the fame because they want to make it big, and they forget about why they started doing it in the first place, to try to help spirits or to get the spirit stories out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's people out there that really are trying to help, trying to get answers in a scientific way, or trying to cross these spirits over and, put the egos aside and work with each other, because we're all doing it for the same reason, or supposed to be doing it for the same reason.
Correct. Yeah.
I want to kind of bounce off that too. Like she said, scientific reasons.
That's mine.
I want to show people, skeptics, I want to prove a point. I want to prove something. I want to prove that, dude, like, this is what I caught. And I'm like so proud of that, because like it just doesn't happen all the time, right? Like when you get someone that's like not into like paranormal stuff and they ask you a bunch of questions, or like, does it happen right away? Does it happen? Like, are we going to get something tonight if I go with you guys? You may not. You may not get something, but you got to go in with an open mind as well. You got to have an open mind. You have to have good vibes. You can't go in thinking, oh my God, you can't have a sour attitude.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to,
especially at Bill's place.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to respect the spirits, just like we want respect from the spirits, right? We don't want them to home and stuff like that. Like, we don't want them to, I mean, some people do want them to, hey, can you touch me? Can you scratch me? They ask me.
That's
Come
me.
on, But at the same time, it's like, hey, I give spirits respect. I'm like, I'm here to figure out what kind of spirits are there, and when I capture that stuff, I love just showing everybody, like, this is awesome. Look at this, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's a rush when something happens, and it's like, but and the same thing. So piggybacking off of that, we were talking about Saturday, or is it Friday? It could have been Friday. That how Dom is, from BB3 TV. He kind of hates the paranormal in a way, because he feels like, okay, I have evidence, I can show it, but then nobody believes me, and it's like, well, it also comes into where a lot of people are afraid to show their stuff because people will tear it apart, they won't believe you, but it's like, it's your own personal experience, but you did catch it.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're, like these YouTubers where they plan stuff.
Yeah, like scripted. Yeah.
My doctor's always trying to tell me, oh, Sam and Colby. And my one resident, he's big on Sam and Colby. I'm like, these guys, they stage stuff. Like, no. And then my daughter was like, Mom, this guy, he's got paranormal experiences going on in this house, and then he just moved and the spirit followed him. And I was watching this video, and he had flour on the floor and his footprints and stuff. I was like, he's doing it for the views.
Oh yeah. But flower, I do want to do though yet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I kind of like Sam and Colby.
And she was like, no, he was asleep and his wife was asleep and they didn't have the kids. I was like, no, they're doing it for views, because now you get views and then you can get stars and you can get money for it, and stuff like that, and subscribers on YouTube or wherever else,
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know who to trust sometimes.
So, which is a quick plug. If you don't have Facebook, join us on YouTube at MGS Paranormal 4258. All right. And your YouTube channel as well at Etrnal Paranormal.
Official one.
There you go.
One, and I can't get back into it. So yeah, Etrnal Paranormal Official one.
So give us a like, a subscribe, and a follow. We greatly all appreciate it. And yes, we do not get rich. So
No, no, you're not.
People
We
get
just
rich off of
because
us.
we love doing
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And it's a thrill. And you know what? You get to see historical locations and help people out.
exactly,
I bought
exactly.
so much equipment. I'm like, oh my gosh. And there's so much more I want.
See, Ian even doesn't respect Sam and Colby for sure.
Yeah,
But no, like I said, I do like Sam and Colby a little bit.
I
If
mean,
I'm,
it's entertaining. It's
it is.
entertaining,
It's
but
entertaining.
it's
yeah,
all para entertainment,
I
whether
mean,
we like it or not. But it's like the locations and what they do, how they
yeah,
do experiments is what I like mostly.
yeah,
I do
yeah,
gotta say that I did like when Project Fear investigated with them because I believe in Project Fear though.
Yeah, I watch
Oh,
them
I
all the
love
time.
Project Fear. Yeah, I love them guys. Yeah, I love watching their shows.
I mean, they're doing it, yes, for the views, yes, but still, their show got cut from national TV, and then they go to YouTube, and it's like it's a bigger hit than it was on national TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and that's called making your dream come true. What you want to do.
yeah, exactly.
So,
And you know what?
uh,
I was gonna
go ahead.
say Zach Bagans is kind of making a bounce back with his new season. You know, I've noticed some different things too with they're kind of going back to when they like the with their styles and stuff are kind of like they show more of what they catch and um they're not so, like I felt like they're not so dramatic like they were in the past few seasons, you know, with this new season that came out. And I mean, I'm kind of liking that too. I mean, I know people might, oh man, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Like, dude,
Well,
I
he's
went
gotten called out so much. I mean, that's the
yeah,
thing,
I went from Ghost Hunters to Zach, or from Ghost Hunters to Ghost Adventures, and I
Yeah.
was addicted to it as a
yeah.
kid. I just loved it. And but there was a time more recently when I started actually investigating, and you kind of realize when you're just a real person, like just investigating like an average Joe like myself, you know, but you want to do everything raw, you know, you want to catch it, and you don't want to like, you know,
And
mess around and tamper with anything too much, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
he's like dramatic and you know theatrical and whatnot, but hey, I mean, you know, I really don't dislike any of the shows that are out there with the groups and stuff, you know. There might be times where I'm like, oh, okay, you guys are overdoing it, you know, a little bit. Like,
Right.
come on. You know, but other than that, whatever, you know.
Yeah. So again, like I'm not a big Zach Bagans fan. He's made a big profit off of this business,
Oh, yeah.
but I mean, he's also, I think, part owner of Discovery Channel. I think
really,
so.
I
So
didn't even know
that's
that.
that's why he kind of has some bit of a say. Um, but
Oh, sure.
he's got his museum, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of. I'm gonna go on the record saying there's some stuff that he has there that's just fakery. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But and it's just a couple items that I know of because it's deals with the location that I run paranormal investigations for.
Oh, okay.
So well, that
Oh
didn't
yeah.
sound good.
Yeah.
So, um, so let's get into paranormal gear. What is your favorite paranormal gear to use of choice, and what is something you believe that is just absolute crap, and why is it out there? Alicia, want to go first?
I really like the spirit box because it's like you can't make that shit up. Like it's scanning in a different way. Like how do you get a voice through that? And or EVP, tape recorder, digital tape recorder. Like you're talking and nobody else is talking, and then you get that class A EVP or whatever, and nobody was speaking at that time. Like that was my first evidence was a class A EVP out at Milan Manor Apartments when Derek was talking about that earlier in the woods. There's a story about this boy that got ran over and killed by a tractor. And I was speaking, and the time before it said it needed help. I said, I can't help you. This time I was like, I can't help you if you don't tell me what your name is. And in between that sentence, I got the name Ben. And it sounded like that, plain as day. Like you could hear it. It was like someone was right there with you. Like, how do you explain that?
Mm-hmm. I like that when you
Um,
get fines like that.
You also
I,
got a really nice EVP at Joliet State Prison.
yeah, I don't really like the SLS too much
I'm on
because
the fence with that one.
that one can get an image from like a chair or something because it's got the two legs and then it can make like it looks like human. So I don't really like the SLS, and I do not like Ghost Tube that much because it's programmed into your phone and it can pick up everything that you talk about, your texts and stuff like that. So I'm not a big fan of like phone apps.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I agree to disagree. I use Spirit Talker on my phone.
yeah,
Necrophonics. Spiritus is the one that I don't care for too much. But I think Spirit Talker is like the best $4 app I've ever spent money on.
I've seen
So
that. I've seen that in operation, and I like it too myself.
yeah. And then
yeah.
there's Necrometer, which is the next one on the list that's good.
See, I
Yeah.
have that one, but I don't like Ghost Tube. So that one's my one that I do not like.
Yeah. And there's so much to go with Ghost Tube. I mean, it's got their built-in SLS. It's got their built-in sear, if you want to call that. I still don't understand the sear stuff when the pictures come up. I still don't get those.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's like their programmed algorithms and stuff like that,
Right, right.
But
Derek, what is your favorite piece of equipment you like to use and one that you absolutely hate, and why is it available or why does it exist?
okay, so I'd have to say I like using my a burst recorder. It catches EVPs,
Mm-hmm.
and I had Searchers Believe make one for me. And hey, Lily, what's going on? What?
Hi,
What? What?
Lily.
What? What? I
What?
had
What?
to. What?
What?
What? I want to say, yeah, my burst recorder is awesome. I can hit record, I can hit play, record, play back. As long as I have my phone and I'm catching what evidence I catch, it doesn't. The only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't have like a memory card or anything in it. But if you're recording, it'll you can catch you can capture evidence on your recorder. But I love that one. And my daughter actually caught the very first EVP at the old Rock Island Roadhouse, aka the old YMCA in Rock Island, and it was really cool. Um, and then I like the Epic box, the yes or
Mm.
no. It's pretty solid, and when I used it, like every time I use it, it's not always the same. And it's just, it's not, I feel like it's not like programmed. It does have like this EMF algorithm. Like he said, spirits can go in and manipulate yes or no just by the, their EMF that they give off.
It's more
So,
natural.
yeah, it's more natural. And I want to say my ghost box that I had, it's called the Book of Spells Ghost Box. And I had Austin Maynard make that one for me. And basically, I got on Amazon and picked out a Book of Spells book with real pages, real leather, and he
Hmm.
customized it. He cut out the inside of the pages, glued all the rest of it so the outside looks, fluent with what it's supposed to look like. And then he built the box. And the way he does it, he can tell you way more about how he makes them, but he doesn't program nothing into it. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't like pre-program it to make words. It scans AM, FM. and you got a speed rate knob, you got an echo, you got a reverb. So you have 4 different controls, and he builds it into these boxes. And yeah, some of the coolest things I've ever heard out of that thing, that I can't explain. And if I can't explain nothing, like if I can't explain it or debunk it, then to me that's paranormal, is what I'm trying to say. And I've had some pretty cool sessions with that thing so far, especially at
Like,
Broadhead.
yeah.
Yeah, that was such a freaking cool.
Everything big paranormal.
Yeah, dude, everything vaguely paranormal. Shout out to them, Texas. Shelly was communicating the very first time I've even got to use it. I was at Broadhead, and they invited me in. I said, "Hey, I got this piece of equipment. Can we play with it? Sure, come on in. Let's do." So they must have had something happen prior to that night, and they were kind of going forward with using my box. And she asked a specific question, and with the female. And right after that, a female has this complete sentence in the same tone and everything coming out of the box. And it answered it so intelligently.
She was asking, where were your medals at? Were they on
Yeah.
the first floor?
And it says, no, the second. And I mean, I had the speed, the rate of the sweeps were so fast that I can't explain how even that could even work,
Right,
and that's
right.
on our page too.
Yeah,
he showed me. I think when we were doing the episode.
Yeah.
So.
I was like, dude. So I gotta say that I like that one too. I like cat balls.
He likes the balls. They're just doesn't go. Let's go with the balls.
Get her done. No.
Nice ball. Nice ball.
Bowie in the labyrinth.
Yeah.
That'd be funny on the YouTube videos. Like, we got our balls out and ready to go.
Too bad they didn't jingle like them 2 balls that used to jingle back in the day when I used to mess with them in the box. I was a kid. I didn't know what the hell they were, and then I found out. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh, they're colorful. Oh man. Oh, they have way too much fun with those.
Stop playing with your balls, guys.
Well, I am kind of bald, Oh man. So I got a couple of fun questions. We're getting a bit close to 9:00 here to wrap it up, but we'll have a part 2 because there's a lot more stuff I want to get into. So, so what is the one object in the whole world that you would never want to be haunted? Any object, just one. Alicia, you can go first.
Can I pass? I got to think on that one.
Sure, go ahead. You can pass.
So you're talking about a haunted object like that we would own?
Anything that comes to mind that you never want to be haunted.
Okay, I got it. A knife.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Derek?
I would say a blender.
Ooh.
That's
a new one.
If you have a haunted blender, I mean, listen, you're passing through the kitchen.
You don't want to go to Rita?
Huh?
You don't want to go to Rita?
Bro. Anyway. It just came up at the top of my head. I'm like, you know what? If it was something in my house and I was in the kitchen and say if I got a poltergeist in the house, right? It can open and close cabinets.
Right.
I got a fucking blender going off out of nowhere, unplugged. It's oh hell, I'm getting out of there. Seriously, because those things are loud. It scared the hell out of me. Like, dude, you can imagine at the middle of the night you got a blender going off on your counter. They're loud. It'd be crazy, right?
Right. Number one answer for that is toilet.
Okay.
But the close second is car.
Oh, that's
And
honestly.
Yeah, like a smart car.
I want a smart car. It can drive me everywhere. Um, and the most unique one, butt plug.
Hey, it'd be haunted if I had one.
I was like,
That's all I'm saying.
this was on another radio show. This is on REP Paranormal and Friends, and it was no hesitation from this guest. Yep, butt plug. Like, well, you don't want to think about that.
Now, did he
Just-
explain why?
Just fluent right out of the mouth. I'm like, holy crap, lady. And she's been on TV a lot too. Can't remember her name though. That's the thing. But I don't want to reveal her name.
Now, did she say why though? Did she give an explanation or?
It's been a few years, so I probably forgot why.
That's
But so the other question is the same thing but opposite. Like, what would you want to be haunted?
ooh. I would say my ghost equipment.
Yeah, makes useful.
You know, if I had haunted equipment,
But wouldn't that throw you off though if your equipment got haunted?
yeah. But at the same time, maybe it would help stir up some stuff at different,
True.
If I bring in like say like a haunted doll that I use as a trigger object,
Right.
So trigger objects, right? You
Right.
would want that to kind of be haunted because maybe that could bring out the spirits in other places, and who's to know, maybe it wouldn't be a good thing either at some cases. I don't know.
Sounds like more like a double-edged sword on that one.
Yeah. It just depends on like what spirit or what kind of haunting it would be, I mean, a good haunting, yes. A bad haunting, not so much, but
I'd go with that one.
yeah.
Alicia. So the same question, what's the one trigger object in the world that you would want to be haunted?
I gotta think on that one.
She's haunted. This one.
Chasing you up the stairs?
But
Oh, I looks like I stumped somebody.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
you
good one.
A stereo.
A what?
Ooh,
A stereo.
A stereo. Yeah. Yeah.
that'd be kind of fun.
Because everyone loves music. So, and music, honestly, every time that we've done an investigation on a location and we've played music, we get responses. So I would say a stereo.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that answer. That is good.
First time I ever heard that one. Awesome. I like it. Third and final fun bonus question. Same sentence, but what's the one object in the world you never want to hold?
That's a good one. I'm gonna say a Divock box, if I pronounce.
Divot box, yes. I've never saw one, except for TV wise.
Mm-hmm.
Those are interesting, just
Yeah.
by curiosity alone, which probably end up killing me one of these days. I would open it.
See, and yeah.
I would say murder weapon.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Well,
A
then-
real like Jeffrey Dahmer type. Yeah.
Well, I guess you're both gonna have to come to the museum then.
Yes, I got to get up there.
Because I got a murder weapon you can handle.
I'm gonna sage myself and ground myself.
Bring all the crystals, not just one, all.
Ground.
I'll give you a hint. Movies are based off of him. Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Oh shit.
Silence of the Lambs, Psycho. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Hannibal Lecter.
No. Well, it could be Hannibal Lecter, yeah. Yes, actually Hannibal Lecter, but
Ed Gein then? Is it Ed Gein?
bingo.
Okay.
Wow, she got that one.
Yeah.
Well, because I knew that he was housed at Flora jail.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
good guess. Good
Yeah,
job on
you-
that one, because it stumped me when he asked me last week. I was like, "Is it
What
that?
is that?
That's a haunted butt plug."
Oh my god! Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, that wasn't.
You sure it's a butt plug or is it a haunted vibrator?
It was my daughter calling me.
What the hell I thought it was.
Somebody's getting excited over there.
It's gonna be 1 o'clock and the damn drawer is gonna go.
We'll have an intermission.
The drawers in the bathroom are gonna start buzzing. I'm gonna be like, "Why did we talk about haunted butt plugs? We're conjuring something kinky up in here now."
Yeah, definitely you would have to come up to the jail because, yeah, he did spend 5 days at the jail. So his spirit and his mom's spirit is there. But we do have one of the 3 knives he used on his victims.
Oh wow! And I was just saying that I wouldn't want a knife, like a haunted knife.
Yes. Haunted, yeah.
We got his shotguns there. But it's a definitely hot spot. But he's not the only spirit at the jail. Hey, Lauren, how you doing? So he's not the only hot spot. There's a lot of other hot spots in that jail as well. So they're just as deviant. So definitely have to get you guys up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'd be down for sure.
Well, we got to the close to the show. Well, a little bit over. So can you let the fine folks know how they can get a hold of you guys and what social media you guys are on, so that way if they want to talk to you or have them interview you, they would like to know.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Etrnal Paranormal, and we're on TikTok, Etrnal Paranormal, and on YouTube, Etrnal Paranormal Official 1.
Absolutely.
And I do want to say that if anybody's out there watching, if you want to shoot us a message, I've got a series this summer, and I'm doing interviews with people who want to share their ghost stories. I'm just going to keep it simple and just call it ghost stories, paranormal activities, experiences, your first experience that made you believe in paranormal, something that you never forget. It's called Ghostly Encounters, but it featuring Etrnal Paranormal. So shoot us a message. Let's get on and have a chat.
And you don't have to be an investigator either.
Yeah.
Right. I was on there.
Anybody. Yeah.
So, do you have, again, I know this is kind of get old, but what stuff you got coming up so that way they can follow you and watch you guys on live if you do go live?
We have the Haunted Rock Island Roadhouse this Saturday. And then we're going to be at the Benton County Historical Society for the Paracon August 10th. And then Broadhead Manor will be back at September 27th.
And then we've also got one October, I think October 27th as well. We're going to the a piano factory. Now, off topic, I can't remember the name of it, but we got invited by Jenny Davis to go out there. It's an old piano factory in Oregon, Illinois, somewhere where we've never been before, and the place is huge. And they said it's awesome. I looked it up on Google and read about it, and I'm like, dude, yes, I am so excited for this one. It's like right at the Halloween time, with great people, and we're excited for that too.
Background too, so it's going to be even more better because I feel like since my music background, like I feel like we're going to get more activity. So
Yes.
and I can play piano too. So
Yeah.
Well, watch out for those strings. And it's quite ironic. It's called Oregon, Illinois. So do you think how many organs are in there?
Right. Right. That'd be kind of cool to kind of play some piano music or something, just to kind of stir up some energy too. I bet people done it before.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. So
Dun, dun, dun.
Or no, what's that one? The Halloween theme song.
Halloween theme song, yeah.
Oh my god, that would be so perfect to play that there. I'm doing it. Jenny, if you're watching this, please let me do it. I'm showing up in my Mike Myers costume.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight's show. We'll have to have a part 2 because there's a lot more stuff I want to get into with these guys. Didn't get really all my questions in, but then again, I go with the flow with the shows. So, for Derek and Alicia, I'm Darren, and you have been watching the BB3 TV Networks and the Paranormal Brew on Facebook. And if you don't have Facebook, join us on the YouTube channel at MGS Paranormal 4258. And with that, I bid you all adieu, and so long, everybody.